Yes, this is Africa 24, and it is on Monday today. That is East African time, 22:43 hours. That is 10:43 in a simple language. Where have you tuning this show from? Either you are in USA, and of course, my good friend Gibbs Corner, you are here. I can see you there. And we are going to discuss some of the top stories here in Africa 24. Remember to always like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also give us support through the comment section there. You tell us what is your view about the topic that we are having today, and we are discussing Kithure Kindiki head to head with Rigathi Gachagua. This is after what? This is after Kithure Kindiki was endorsed by 48 members in Mount Kenya region so that he can represent the Mount Kenya region. You know, there is always a fight between Mount Kenya and who is going to be the next king. So Kithure Kindiki has been endorsed, and also, you know, Kimani Chungwa has been fighting together with Gachagua in terms of politics, and they are competing on who is going to be the next kingpin of Mount Kenya region. This is after Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta left, and now we are having this crisis whereby the fight between Gachagua and Kithure Kindiki is still there. Ichungwa is still there. So welcome to our today's show, and we are going to discuss more and more in this show. You can join us through the comment section there and tell us where you're following the conversation from. My good friend here, Gibbs Corner. I am still enjoying the birthday, Gibbs Corner, and thank you so much. You are my good friend, and I know that you will go to heaven. I am joined by Alex here, and we shall be discussing those top stories here as we go on. Alex, you can give us your opening remarks as we venture into our today's show.
Thank you, Bonnie, for having me. I can't wait for us to have the show today. I believe it will be a great one. We will have many people joining. We will discuss prominent matters of the nation.
So you can tell us where you joining the conversation from. You know, we have not heard you for a while. So you can tell us where you joining this conversation from.
Today I'm joining the conversation from Langata, 1534, huku kwa Jalas.
Jalas must go. The Langara residents are saying Jalas must go. That is not that is not my that is not my views. That is Langata residents. They have been saying that Jalas must go. I don't know if Jalas is going or still is going to remain in 2027. So if you are joining the conversation here, you can tell us what is your view about Gachagua head to head with Kithure Kindiki. And of course, William Ruto went to Germany accompanied by the former Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga. This one raised a lot of heated debate on the social media, asking why is Baba benefiting from the Gen Z and also from Kenyans who really love him. And I remember last 3 months when we were having a very long conversation here together with other panelists, someone said that Raila will always benefit from the Gen Z. So I was not aware for this until I noticed that. So still we are going to know what is going to happen, and maybe things might change. And of course, regarding Gachagua together with Nairobi Governor, and Nairobi Governor, that is Arthur Johnson Sakaja, has been incompetent. That is from the speech of some of the Nairobians, saying that Sakaja has not been active. Sakaja has not been giving the Nairobi people the quality service. Gachagua together with Sakaja, I think from what we have seen, there is some conflict, and I listened to Sakaja saying that the deputy president Rigathi Gachagua anamsumbua. But of course, I want us to start from the top and listen to the speech of our president, that is Dr. William Samoei Ruto. He was talking about 2027. This is after the Azimio oppositions led by Kalonzo Musyoka, Eugene Wamalwa, together with Jeremiah Kioni, Yesterday, they had a meeting after church in Mwea, that is Kirinyaga County. And when they were talking, they said that instead of William Ruto working for the people of Kenya, making sure that we have development in this country, he is still campaigning and moving out of the country. I want us to listen to what President said.
Mimi nataka nimalizie kwa kuwauliza sisi wote tuweze kutembea barabara ya umoja, tuungane, tushirikiane, tufanye kazi pamoja. Sisi hawa wananchi, mmesikia askofu walisimama mbele ya madhabahu wakatuombea, na walituombea tupate nafasi ya uongozi, na hiyo nafasi ya uongozi Mungu ametubarikia, tumepata nafasi ambayo iko sasa yetu kama viongozi ni kujenga taifa letu, kupanga maendeleo ya barabara, ya maji, ya shule, ya elimu, ya mahospitali, ya ajira ya vijana wetu, mambo ya housing, mambo ya markets. Hiyo mipango yote hapa Nyeri tunajenga soko mpya 11. Ine tayari, moja karibu 90%, ingine inaendelea. Hapa Nyeri mpango yetu ni first 5,000 houses. Zingine ziko hapa, zingine ziko katika mpango yetu. So hiyo mpango yote. Maneno ya 2027. Tafadhali tupunguze mambo ya 2027. Huko 2027 ni Mungu na wananchi ndio wataamua. Lakini sasa tuko na miaka mitatu. Hii miaka mitatu haitakuwa tu ya kupanga vile utashinda tena 2027. Panga kwanza vile ya kutumikia hawa wananchi. Ama namna gani jameni? Kwani mtu anachaguliwa tu, akichaguliwa siku hiyo hiyo anaanza tena kupanga vile atashinda uchaguzi hiyo ingine? Si unapanga kwanza vile ya kufanyia kazi wananchi. Tupange maji, tupange stima. Nikiongea hapa, PS wangu ya stima yako hapa, Bwana Wachira. Huyu Bwana Wachira nimewambia hapa Nyeri katika awamu ya kwanza ambaye program inaendelea saa hizi, nyumba 10,000 mpya tuweke stima. Kufikia Disemba tutaongeza milioni 575 ingine, nyumba zingine 10,000 kutokea Januari tukisonga mbele. Hivyo na mipango yale mengine yote. That is what we must let us focus ourselves on delivering the commitments we made to the people of Kenya, not on how to win the next election. Na hata hiyo ukiweka mawazo yako yote 2027 na Mungu akiamua mambo ingine utadu, si utakwama hapa katikati? Tafadhali nawaomba viongozi, sisi wote ni jeshi moja, si ndio? So nawashukuru sana.
That is President William Ruto, and he is saying that Mungu akiamua kitu ingine utadu. So what is your take? And of course, Alex, we have heard what is President, of course, what President has said about 2027 and how he is planning to carry on developments in this country. Do you agree with the President words? And what is your take about President? Because you have heard a lot of things being said after what happened during the broad-based government. What is your take about President's speech, and how do you weigh it?
Okay, so for me, Bonnie, I believe the president has understood the Kenyan politics very, very well. He knows how to maneuver. He knows how to make his right moves. He's going there telling people that there is no campaign. People should stop campaigning and deliver to the citizens. And recently, he was campaigning indirectly by him going to Nyanza, speaking to the people, holding fish in his hands, telling people this and that with the ODM leaders. He's campaigning indirectly in 2027, yet he's telling people not to campaign, but to deliver, telling the people of Nyeri that he's bringing developments. Those developments, that's money for the people. Him is just there to facilitate, but he's telling the people he has brought developments. But one thing that I'm sure is he has to deliver to the people of Nyeri because of that loyalty aspect. Because if you see Boni UDA is made up of Kalenjin and Kikuyu. There is that loyalty aspect which the president has to ascertain. So for there he has to deliver in Nyeri, huko hata tenga zile uongo zenye anatenganga mali zingine. There he has to deliver because he knows 2027 that's where he will get the those are the people who will back him. So he has to deliver to them. So I believe he will keep that loyalty aspect in him.
How will he keep the loyal aspect? How will he keep the loyal aspect? And what do you think the president is addressing when he's saying that we should stop campaigning for 2027?
Like I said, Bonnie, if you check the UDA party, it's made up of the two big tribes, Kalenjin and the Kikuyu. So, in order for the Kikuyus to vote for him in 2027, he has to deliver developments to them. That's why nimesema huko hata tenga. Huko akienda atenge, alete mchezo 2027, if they don't vote for him, Bonnie, trust me, you won't get that presidential election. He might be telling the people that we should stop campaigning and deliver to Kenyans, but deep down, even him, he knows he has to start campaigning now for 2027 if he wants to go back in office.
Yes, I can see in the comment section there, Gibbs Corner is saying that tribal, that is Gibbs Corner. Thank you, Gibbs Corner, for always keeping the comment section active. Tribal fight is not for Kenya because it's a distraction. That is Gibbs Corner. And also saying that Langata Huhu, Posh Alex, the Somali Charity Organization, welcome Somali Charity Organization, and the charity organization, they are saying that Kindiki is better than Gachagua. Why do you say that? Why do you say that Kindiki is better than Gachagua? Somali, can you expound that phrase? How is Kindiki better than Gachagua? Because that is your own view. Gibbs Ekona also saying that today I am happy because I can see Adani bringing Ruto and Raila down. They will be exposed. You're waiting to see how they will be exposed. Thank God the Germans have told BBC how Ruto is a liar. 250,000 Kenyan workers. You remember the Germans responded after rumors went through the social media saying that over 250,000 workers from Kenya are going to be exported to Germany. And the Germans responded. They saying that this is not an agreement that was there between the president and the Germans. So it gives a corner say Ruto dry sense of humor. And also gives a corner saying that Ruto knows how to reset Kenya's minds from clever to naive. And of course, there was this rumor that was going around that 250,000 Kenyan workers are going to be exported. And I want to ask you this. What do you think about Kenya? Does it mean that Kenya, we don't have employment? Does it mean that Kenya lacks job opportunities, or what is the problem? Because I have been hearing this news circulating that Kenyans will be exporting that is labor to other overseas countries, the likes of Germany, the likes of USA, the likes of Canada. What does that take about this? And do you think this is just the politicizing, or we are just having a poor country? Does it mean that we cannot create job opportunities for our Kenyan citizens, and yet we are still growing as a country?
Okay, so you see, Bonnie, there are two ways to look at these things. One, if we export the doctors or the nurses, let's say to Germany, the USA, of which that story was a fake news of us exporting 250,000. But if we export 250,000 nurses to go to Germany, they will be working and building Germany and making Germany great. Yet here in Kenya, Bonnie, we are lacking doctors and not doctors, we are lacking nurses. Bonnie, if you go to the villages, Bonnie, ukifika huko mashinani huko ndani, you'll find out that there is poor medication like the patients aren't being well taken care of, and all of this goes back to bad governance. So if we push our people out there, like we will be exporting our best brains instead of us keeping them here to develop our nation. And Bonnie, we can create a system in Kenya whereby doctors, nurses are being paid well and they're doing service to the people. We can build Kenya. You see, Bonnie, we just need to do away with corruption. Then on the other side of looking at things, if I was a nurse and I am sent to go outside, that's a plus on my end, because when I go there, I work there, I will be paid, I will live a comfortable life, and I will improve the living standards of my family. So there are two ways to look at things. There is advantages and disadvantages. But for me, I will lean to the side where we should keep our people and develop this nation of ours, because we have bigger fish to fry. Yes.
I have been hearing some of the people who have traveled abroad saying that life in abroad is not that people always fantasize. That life in abroad is hard. Those who are following the conversation, the likes of Gift Corner, and I know you have been to abroad. What does it mean to be in those countries, like, for example, countries like France, Spain, Germany? I've never been to there. How about those services? If you're following the conversation, Gift Corner, I want you to answer this. How about the services there? Does it mean that services in those countries are more advanced than our country, Kenya? And does it mean that living in those abroad countries is better than it's better than living in our country, Kenya? Does it mean that Kenyatta Hospital is low when it comes to treatments in comparison to hospitals in Spain, Barcelona, France, Germany, Netherlands? So, Gibbs Corner, that is all upon to you. You tell us all about this, because I always hear that a life in abroad doesn't have freedom that we have in our country, Kenya. In Kenya, when I walk out, for example, I stay in Kawangware, nikiamka niende tu, nitatembea hadi Adams Agere nifike hapo hapa hill. Lakini huko nasikia huwezi tembea. So Alex is saying that when you get job abroad, then you will have that life that is awesome. Does it mean that Kenya is not having those opportunities for us to have better life? Gives a corner. And also saying that Boniface watched Hoffa and Ruto discussed last year, 2023, then this February. I've also followed the conversation when William Ruto was hosted by DW in Germany. So I have some of the information there, but Boniface, what? That is, it's not what you think. It's not a bed of roses. That is what I want to hear. Gives a corner. And also, Alex, you have statements to add there?
And I'm just laughing for the joke of bed of roses.
What is about bed of roses?
Someone is thinking this is bed of roses. And this is the headlines show.
Yeah. So, President was addressing those issues, but Germans really talked about it. And also, let's listen to what Governor had to say. That is Governor Sakaja. Other Sakaja had to say something about the ongoing politics in this country, Kenya.
Zilianza Nairobi. Ukiona watu kama Robert Alai yako hapa, kina Nixo, Oscar Lore, mimi vile tuliingia hivi nikasema wacha nifanye kazi na Azimio na Kenya Kwanza, because we are one people. We support the broad-based agenda that we have for our country. Mtu asikutishe ati uangalie nyuma. Every Kenyan deserves to feel that they are part of the government. So wabunge wetu wote, hata nimeona chairman wa ODM amenitumia message, Aladwa ako Western. Niliona juzi ati watu kusema ati watu walikosa kuja mkutano. There was no such thing. The people who don't want this unity, because we were with you Langata tukilaunch manyumba, ukasema tuende lunch. It was not an organized meeting. So those who tried that propaganda, no leader in Nairobi can snob your meeting, Excellency, because we are meeting you for the sake of our people. Our 5 million, Nairobi tuko milioni 7 mchana, milioni 5 usiku, you know, because wengine wanaenda kwa Ishungwa, wanaenda Syokimau, wanaenda Ukambani. We have many issues that we want to discuss. So please utupatie time Mimi kama governor na kushukuru juu umenishikilia mkono. There's so much that we are doing that is courtesy of the president. Hii wiki ambayo inakuja, in fact in a few days, because we've discussed with you, shida ya maji ambayo imekuwa Nairobi inaenda kukamilika. Northern Collector Tunnel ambayo vile tuliingia tukangangana na rais akanitafutia 500 million ya compensation watu ambao wako kwa barabara ya hiyo Northern Collector Tunnel. Saizi connection ya Kigoro na Gigiri inaendelea, 140 million liters of water extra. Wale ambao hupata maji mara 3 sasa watapata maji kila siku Nairobi hii, na wale ambao hawajawahi pata maeneo ya Ngandori, Ruta, pande huku chini Mihango, Utawala, they will start getting water. We thank you as the leaders of Nairobi. Thank you for remembering us and considering us. Ile ingine umenisaidia, kesho nakutana na Waziri Opiyo Wandayi kwa sababu tunafanya the first waste to energy project. Kule Dandora, ile takataka ambayo iko hapo itaanza kuwa kawi, 45 megawatts of power. That place that has been a dump site will be transformed. We thank you because tomorrow you have instructed that we negotiate the power purchase agreement. Hiyo kawi ambayo itaingia kwa grid. In 2.5 years it will be complete and Nairobi will be transformed to be the cleanest city in the continent of Africa because of your support for us. Na inapoanza nimepata sasa lori zaidi ya 200 ambazo zitakuja, vijana wetu wa Green Army na wale wa Climate Works, please utusaidie. Ifike tu 50,000 boss. Dimanga imekuwa noma sana Nairobi. Hao wanaelewa ile kitu nasema. Ya mwisho, Your Excellency, on behalf of the MCAs and the leaders of the city of Nairobi, it's really to encourage you. Take heart and be strong. Be strong. The capital city is behind you. We have leaders from all the political parties. Ni Wajakoya tu ndo tumekosa. But we have everybody else solidly behind you. Vile Ishungu amesema, take full control. We don't want to be derailed. Sisi tunafanya kazi kwa mpangilio. Juzi tumekuwa na mambo ya soko, tumekaa na viongozi wa soko, wamekubali. Because imekuwaje Nairobi town katikati ya barabara, kuna malori zinatoa mboga hapo, it is congested, wamama wanakaa kwa barabara. Wamama wanakaa kwa barabara. Remember, Your Excellency, in Londiani 52 women were killed because of an accident on the road. Na mimi nikisema ati hawa jameni tukuje kwa mpango, tuko na soko kubwa hapa Kangundo Road, kuna viongozi ambao wananiambia hapana, atusifanye hivyo. Your Excellency, I want to assure you, I am the governor of Nairobi. Uliniombea kura tukachaguliwa kufanyia kazi watu wa Nairobi. Nairobi tutapanga vitu kwa mutaratara, tutarudisha order kwa mji wetu for the benefit of our people. No one is going to pull us back. No one is going to derail us. We will keep consulting our people. Ama ni aje, si mlinichagua? Na mimi nawashukuru, thank you. Erokamano, damushokeria gadho, orio mno. Si mlinipatia kazi niwe governor? Ama niwe governor nusu? Si governor kamili wa Kanairo. Mnataka niendelee kufanya kazi ama nianze kubabaika nikiomba kila mali ruhusa? Si nifanye kazi? Nikalie kiti na sio mimi nimesema. Hakuna prefect wa Nairobi. Na ngumi ni ngapi? Ni Mbwekse. Your Excellency, thank you for your support and your guidance. We will continue working. We will continue restoring hope for the people of Nairobi County. Saizi watoto wetu 310,000. In fact, kama ungekuwa uende Nyeri, tungekuonesha jikoni hapa Umoja One uone. 310,000 children are eating every day at 5 shillings. Shilingi 5. Kuna wazazi ambao hata hawana hiyo shilingi 5 tunawapatia bure. We are making a lot of progress and strides as a county, and it is because of your support and leadership. Watu wa kanisa
Hey, that is Governor of Nairobi, Arthur Johnson Sakaja. I think, Alex, you have listened to what Sakaja has been saying. But before we on Sakaja, I want us to read the comment section there. Gypsy Sekone is saying that the Germany government wants to send illegal immigrants to Rwanda, but Rwanda has now said no. UK sent them to Albania because the Rwanda deal doesn't work. The French pushed them back in sea. I think this is a war that will never end. Saying that Boniface Kimanzi, without proper work and money, you can't survive, but it's nice for Kenyans to discover on their own. I don't want people to say that I'm discouraging them from traveling. That is from our brand ambassador here in Afrique 24, Gipsy Corner, saying that it is good for Kenyans to discover that we should do and own our own things. And we should be proud of this country, 254. I've never moved out of the country, but I hope one day I will join Gibbs Icona out there. Alex, what have you drawn from what Sakaja said? And of course, he's saying that he was given the work to lead Nairobi. You have been to Nairobi? Personally, I've been to Nairobi. I always move around in Nairobi because we have a lot of matches that happens in Nairobi. Yesterday, I was in Nyayo National Stadium watching the game between Al Ali and Gor Mahia. And also, I watched the game between Kenya Police and Zamalek. I was in Nairobi. I go to Dandora. I go to Kivumbuini. I go to Jamhuri along Gong Road. I go to Embakasi. I go to every part of Nairobi because I live in Nairobi. So, what is your take about what Sakaja said about his work in Nairobi County? Has he performed for this county? Because, as you know, that people have been complaining. Because before I give my sentiments about what he said, because I think many people are complaining. What is your take about Governor Sakaja saying that he is proud being elected to be the governor of Nairobi, and he was elected by all the tribes? Because you know this is the capital city, comprised by different tribes who come in this city to look for their survival.
Okay, so first of all, Bonnie, if yes, truthfully speaking, Sakaja was elected by Kenyans because Nairobi is a place where all you find all the tribes. And I want to believe before being elected, Sakaja was a good leader. People wanted him to be the governor because we saw how he did well being the senator, the things he advocated for, the policies he stood for. So people saw him as a good leader in the governor. But once he was given that seat, Sakaja has lost his credibility. He's no longer seen as the same person who the people voted. Because right now, ever since he entered the job, he hasn't delivered. He has been accused of some small scandals in the country. He has been having a push and pull between him and the deputy president. So the only thing that I can give him his flowers for is um Sakaja was one of the people who was pushing for a devolved government. But truthfully speaking, we have seen the right now we have a devolved government and the things are still not working. Things are still the same. So then there is one thing he commented on. He spoke about the water project and he said it's upcoming and it will supply water to the people of Nairobi. For example, Boni, me, I've lived in Langata for a while, and like for the past like 5, 6, 7 years ago, we have been having water issues in Nairobi. And Langata being one of the best constituencies in Nairobi, are not supposed to be having water issues, but yet we do have them. You see, even our MP came in and he said he will deal with it, and he has been in office for a while. We still have the same issues. So for Sakaja to come out and make a claim that we will be there is a water project that is being launched that will come to solve the water issues in Nairobi, he has to deliver because right now we are at a place where Kenyans are keeping the leaders on check. Leaders have to account. So if if Sakaja wants to redeem himself, if he wants to spin things around so that he can have his credibility back, they have to deliver the things he has been saying because they made a lot of promises but no delivery. So if Sakaja is not going to deliver, Boni, trust you me, Babuino will knock him off that seat in 2027 early. He will get a landslide victory.
So do you think? So you're saying that Babuino will take over 2027, and yet you remember? I remember during the time of campaigns 2022, where most of Kenyans were saying that Sakaja is the best person to replace the former governor, and also Sakaja was qualified. But you know, Kenyans are easily convinced by small things. I don't want to say what convinced some of the Kenyans to vote for Sakaja, but after what happened, now they are complaining, saying that Sakaja is not competent, is not doing work for the Kenyans. You remember during the time when we had a lot of rains in Nairobi, and I can never forget what happened when I was coming from Kiambu Road, and I was wearing my expensive shoes, worthy 500 bob. So when I stepped in Nairobi, a lot of water was coming from Moi Avenue. So I was like, where is this water coming from? Does it mean that we don't have drainage systems in this city? And my shoes were almost dirty. So I was complaining about this because my shoes were expensive and I could not hold my anchor when I was saying that Sagaja should always look for opportunities and make sure that he makes this city to be the best, because Nairobi, in comparison to Dodoma, in comparison to Kampala, Nairobi is the best city. So
Abuja.
we should be comparing to East African cities. I think Nairobi is the best. So we should make this city to be the best, and also Kenyans to have that privilege to say that we come from Nairobi, Kenya. So I think you remember during those time when we had the rain. What is your experience during Nairobi and the time we had a lot of rains in this country?
So yes, Bonnie, what you're saying is true. We did have issues here in Nairobi with the water drainage, and it affected many people, and we didn't see Sakaja's leadership anywhere there. He was very silent about that. That's why I'm saying he has to deliver, or people of PR call it spinning. He has to spin things around in his favor if he wants to get that 2027 seat, because I'm so sure he's eyeing it. And if let's truthfully speak, Bonnie, if he doesn't do something miraculous, 2027 Babowino will beat him and will get a landslide victory.
2027, Gibbs Ekona is saying that the Raila 4 main brains joining the government was a sellout. They are now dancing to Ruto's music. Look at Topio and I already selling our electricity to Anad. And I remember during this time, we have a lot of problems when it comes to power in this country. I was complaining about this because in Kawangwari, anytime this power can even get lost. So I think we will complain, because I thought this broad-based government will make this country to work. But still, we are not yet. Gives a gonna think that you should step out, Boniface Kimazi. Don't be like Kalonzo. And of course, I will step out. Gives a corner, you have my number. Uh, you look for opportunities out here and you call me. I will come running. That is 4 main brains. We have Opio and I. You know the 4 main guys. Opio and I, Wycliffe and Betsa Oparanya. We also have Alias and Joe. Those are top members of Azimio who joined the government. Alex, do you think these 4 guys who joined the government will change this government, or still will be complaining the same way we are complaining until the president is dismissed the entire cabinet?
So as I said, Bonnie, if you look at politics in the West, you find that when the president wins, he says he will cross over the sea, meaning he's going to involve even the opposition. And when you see in Kenya, Bonnie, we have this culture that the opposition is supposed to oppose the what the government does. But in real sense, in the West, if the opposition work with the government, those are more brains put into work, and that's more development in the country. Yes, because the best brains are put together. But here in Kenya, from what we are seeing, Bonnie, is that the government plus the opposition, all of them are clueless and they are the same, and the agenda is the same, which is to go there to enrich themselves and not to deliver to the citizens. So if right now, Bonnie, I'm going to vote in 2027, the criteria is to have fresh new leadership. All of these people who are there should be knocked out because there's nothing that they are doing. So you can imagine having the government and the opposition, and still there's nothing happening in this country. So it shows there's a lot of things to be done by Kenyans.
So saying that we have a lot to do in this country. 254.
Yes.
We heard Kimani Ichung'wah, and of course they are responding, and let's listen to what he had to say about the ongoing situation. You know, there is always a fight between him and Rigathi Gachagua. And also, this is a question that before I read the question, what gives the corner is saying, Alex and Boniface, what do you think about the four Azmias? Because they are now Kenya Kwanza, they are not opposition. Yeah, that is the question that we are coming to discuss before we finish this one. So let's listen to what he had to say. That is Kimani Ichung'wah.
Siasa wale wanapanga na kujipangia siasa za 2027 waendelee na hatuna shida na wao. Wale wanataka kwenda kutafuta na Tembea na Wajakoya na Kalonzo wafanye urafiki nao, ni haki yao ya kikatiba. Hata yule anataka kutengeneza chama ya siasa atengeneze, lakini usiwe wewe una sabotage kazi ya serikali ati ili utumie hiyo siasa kurudi kuambia watu ati Mount Kenya barabara haziundwi. Sasa leo sijui utasema nini, hii ni police station imejengwa ikaisha. Sisi tumetengeneza urafiki na William Ruto na serikali ambayo tuliunda pamoja. Hii serikali tujiulize tutaitumiaje ili maendeleo na mambo ya kustawisha nchi ifikie wananchi ambao wanatupigia kura. Ili 2027 ikifika hiyo wanasema hatutakuja kuwapea story, tutakuja tuwahesabie barabara ilikuwa imekwama, imefunguliwa, inaendelea. Waziri, hapa Kiambu ndio bedroom ya Nairobi. Ukiona tukinena Kiswahili hapa sio ati sababu hatuelewi na hatujui Kikuyu, lakini tunajua tumechanganyika watu wa jamii zote za Kenya, and that is the beauty of our county. Ukisikia tukisema hatutaki kuchanganyishwa kwa siasa za ukabila, sababu tunaelewa wale wapiga kura wanapigia Kawanjiko kura hapa Kiambaa ni wa jamii zote za Kenya, na najua kuna watu kutoka Luo Nyanza, kuna watu kutoka Kisii, kuna watu kutoka Western, kuna watu kutoka Rift Valley, hata watu wa Coast wameishi kwa amani na Wakenya wengine hapa Kiambaa kama ndugu na dada. Na ndio tumesema tusigawe kwa misingi ya ukabila sababu ya siasa. Lakini pia usitutumie sisi kama ngao ya kujikinga kwa siasa za ukabila. Useme utatumia jamii moja ili umobilize jamii na mambo ya siasa ambayo ni ya kujinufaisha wewe mtu binafsi. Waziri, what we want you to focus on is unlocking all our development projects, not just in Kiambu County and in the Mount Kenya region. Assist the president to unlock development projects that will give value to the Kenyan people, give value to the votes that the Kenyan people voted for the Kenya Kwanza government, and join us in uniting all the people of our country, irrespective of the language they speak or where they came from originally. Because wherever we live, it is God who has chosen for us where to live. Hakuna mtu huambiwa ati lazima uishi hapa. Mungu ndiye hukuelekeza uishi na Wakenya wengine mahala popote Kenya hii na dunia hii. Because when we look at you, we have seen a leader who is focused and a leader who will not be mixed up in the current day politics where people want to mobilize on the basis of ethnicity for their own selfish and parochial interests. We want you, Waziri, to focus on unlocking all our development projects.
That is Kimani Ichung'wah. He was addressing the congregation there, and of course, you can even detect from his speech that he might be hungry for someone. He might be addressing someone indirectly, but he's saying that Kiambu is the capital city apart from Nairobi, saying that that is the epicenter of the Nairobi, comprised of different tribes, comprised of people from different regions. And whenever people talk about tribalism in Nairobi and Kiambu, they should stop that, because people from Luo, people from Luya, people from Ukambani, people from Rift Valley, you can still find them in Kiambu. That is Kimani Ichung'wah. And of course, he's saying that he don't want to hear someone who is talking about dividing this country when it comes to politics. And of course, He is saying whoever thinks that dividing the Kenyans is the best option, then he should stop that. What is your take about Kimani Ichung'wah? What do you think he is addressing when he is saying that you should stop tribalism, you should stop this one?
Of course, Bonnie, we know who is addressing it. He's addressing the deputy president. Because from what we have seen the previous weeks, they have been at each other, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And there's something which the chief opposition leader Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka said that those people are not really divided. It's just that it's a tactic they're using to confuse Kenyans so that they don't really delve so much into the Adani deal, and they don't focus on the things which are going on in the country. It's like a tactic to spin things so that don't really people don't really focus on important matters of the country. That's what the opposition leader was talking about. But for me, Bonnie, I think it's just the push and pull between the two, because they both want power. So Kimani Ichung'wah is seeing that the deputy president is not competent enough, and he should be the one leading Mount Kenya. So Kimani is seeing it. Kimani wants to be the Mount Kenya leader. That one I'm sure of. He wants to bypass the deputy president. So he has to do everything in his power to try and bring him down, because he wants to move from the MP to the to the top position. But I think he's fighting a losing battle as of now, because the people who voted for him are the ones who voted for the deputy president, and the deputy president is good at mobilizing people than Kimani Ichung'wah. So for me, I believe he has to respect authority, and he has to climb the ranks slowly if he wants to reach the top.
Alex is saying that Kimani Ichung'wah should respect the authority, and he should use a very low ladder when he's climbing up to the top, because Gachagua has that ability to mobilize people and give that influence power. Kimani is that is gives the corner saying that Kimani is a distraction. I mean, Ruto's please addressing Saint Gachagua. He is addressing the village man. It's a game which has been played on Kenyans since 1963.
True.
That is gives a corner saying that this is a game which has been there since 1963. We don't have an opposition. We don't have opposition. It's a national unity government. This is after what we witnessed in this country, whereby the top members of Azimio, the likes of Ali Hassan Joe, Opiyo and I, Oparanya, and John Badi joined the government. Ruto said that he wanted to unify this country. He wanted to make sure that we don't have conflicts in this country. That is why he allowed the top members of Azimio to join this government. And of course, when he went to the Lake regions and the parts of Migori, you saw the reception, and even the top members of Azimio, the likes of Junet Mohammed, and also the brother to Raila Amolo Odinga, that is Oburu Odinga. He was saying that the people who were saying that Ruto must go, why are they saying this, and where is Ruto going? So this is in contrary to what people expected, and this is something that Kenyans never expected that can happen from people of the Lake region. So despite what we have now, it's like Ruto wanted to kill the opposition, because now joining those members into the government, it shows how he wanted to kill the opposition slowly by slowly. But Kalonzo, who is the Wiper leader, and also he declared himself as the official opposition after what happened, whereby Raila is like he joined the government and also is part of the handshake. Kalonzo said that he will be ready to be the official opposition of this country, saying that whoever wants to finish the opposition, then he should be ashamed, because a country that doesn't have opposition, then it will not have development. So they are there to make sure that anything that the government promised, then they are going to deliver. You know, Kalonzo has been there together with the Jubilee party leader, and also we have Amalo there, and also MP of Matungulu, Mule, Governor
Martha
Machakos,
Karua.
he has been there. Wavinya Ndeti. We also have leaders in Eastern region are supporting the opposition led by Kalonzo Musyoka. So that is some of the things that are happening in this country. But again, Alex, do you think that opposition is finished, or we still have opposition? And what is the take about opposition in the next 2 to 3 years, or by 2027? Do we still have the opposition? All Kalonzo will still be absorbed by William Ruto? Because Ruto always knows how to finish arguments slowly by slowly.
So first of all, Bonnie, after Ruto fired his CSs, Moses Kuria came to Citizen TV and there's something he spoke about. He said, even if the ODM leaders are in power, he said his prediction is at some point they will leave to go and prepare for 2027. That is what Moses Kuria said, and I don't think we can finish the opposition as of now because we also have the Gen Zs. The Gen Zs are the new opposition. So they're not together with Kalonzo, but they are there. So even if Kalonzo went to government, the youth of this nation would turn out to be the opposition to fight the ones who are in office. And I hope so, Bonnie, that the spirit that we saw during protest, we will see it in 2027 elections. The way the youth mobilize themselves through spaces, through TikTok and everywhere to go to the streets, that's the spirit they will have in 2027. They bring that to the ballot. Yes, so the opposition is still there.
If there is something that I am optimistic for, it is the day before election in the year 2027.
Base ilianza Nairobi.
Mheshimiwa Rais William Ruto, Mheshimiwa Naibu wa Rais Rigathi Gachagua, mawaziri, Waziri Muturi, Waziri Duale, makatibu wa wizara na maafisa wote wakuu na viongozi wote walio hapa, hamjamboni. Mheshimiwa Rais, kwanza ni kukushukuru kwa sababu ya kufanya mkutano huu. Kama ulivyosikia, hii ni mara ya kwanza kwa rais na kiongozi wa taifa kuwa na mkutano wa ana kwa ana na wazee wa mitaa pamoja na assistant chiefs na chiefs. It has never happened again. Hata wakati nimeketi pale nimeshangaa kwa sababu umenipatia kazi mimi, Raymond na wale wengine. Some of us bado hatujafikia kukutana na machifu. Sasa rais, you have challenged us to work much harder. You are ahead of us because this is the way to encourage the teams and the various public servants to work together to promote the interests of the nation. Your Excellency, sir, these officers, village elders, assistant chiefs and chiefs are at the bottom of the governance pyramid, and they are the foundation upon which the country's security and stability is founded. Hawa ndio wanatushikilia katika mambo ya usalama na amani katika nchi yetu ya Kenya. Wanafanya kazi nzuri sana, wanajaribu kutatua mizozo katika vijiji vyetu, na wakati mambo yakitendeka pale ya kiusalama, mtu wa kwanza ambao ripoti inapelekwa kwake ni mzee wa mitaa, ni assistant chief na ni chief. Mheshimiwa Rais, wewe mwenyewe umetuagiza tuhakikishe tumeharakisha ile mambo umetuambia tuharakishe kuhusu sera ambayo itatumika katika kuhakikisha kwamba wazee wetu wa mitaa wametambulika na wamejumuishwa na pia wamepata malipo kidogo ya kusaidia katika hii mambo. Your Excellency, as you directed us, we are making progress, and I think in another short period of time we will be able to submit a report to you. The other thing, Your Excellency, the ministry has developed a village elders bill and the village elders policy, which is going through public participation at the moment. The other thing, Your Excellency, as the chiefs have said, we have tried to reallocate the resources that are allocated to the ministry to make sure that the AIE for our chiefs, assistant chiefs, and even for the other more senior officers is available. And based on the fiscal situation of the country, we will be seeing what we can adjust to make sure that internally, even without asking for more money from the National Treasury, we can be able to slightly adjust upwards the AIE for the various NGA officers. Our officer, Your Excellency, are the most disciplined officers that I know about. Hawaulizi maswali, na ile kazi wanapewa wanafanya. Wanafanya kwanza, alafu baadaye wanauliza maelezo, because they understand government. For government to be able to move, you require people who are focused, who are loyal, and who are disciplined to be able to move the country forward. Your Excellency, wameuliza mambo ya support ya polisi wa utawala. We were here again with you. You directed us to hasten the process. We are also almost ready, and again soon we'll be able to report back to you. We are engaging the National Police Service so that we implement your directive around the issue of these officers being supported by police to enforce the law. Your Excellency, I don't want to say many things. The only thing I can say in conclusion is that today's meeting is for you to address us and to commission us in the very important event that is ahead of reclaiming our environment. And I really like the message that my brother C.S. Duale has given us here. Your Excellency, as you continue to lead us to address the very, very grave national matter of climate change, Nairobi suffers the most pollution. The Nairobi River today and the entire ecosystem around Nairobi River is presenting great hazard to the health of the people of Kenya, both upstream and downstream. Last year, we lost quite a number of people, fellow Kenyans who were swept away by floods because they were living in structures very close to the river. Some actually literally on top of the river. And therefore, when the floods came earlier this year, they were swept in the dead of the night, families, sometimes whole families. You directed us to clear the corridor. Even if some of us could be taking credit, the people who did the work are the people who are seated here with us today. These are the people who helped us. And today we are very proud we have cleared that corridor. You were there last week and you saw for yourself. We have given very firm instructions to all the agencies, including the National Police Service. Nobody will be allowed to re-encroach to those dangerous spaces, because doing so will be detrimental to public safety and public security. And therefore, I want to conclude by saying that this project, as much as, and it is true, it's an environmental project, it's also a national security project. We are not taking it lightly. And for us, in this space, as security managers, we will firmly, effectively, and resolutely ensure that that corridor is protected from encroachment as the other agencies come to regenerate the corridor, clean the corridor, so that our people can have a healthy environment. We urge that nobody should politicize or bring in other issues on the cleaning of Nairobi River. It is irreversible. It's a national security matter. We are not turning back. We are doing this not for politics. We are doing this for the sake of the country and for the sake of present and future generations. Having said that, Your Excellency, naomba nikomee hapo. Nataka nichukue nafasi hii kwa heshima kubwa nimuulize Of course nimetambua mwenzangu JB ndiye host. He may not be able to talk but he has given us permission to proceed. So nataka niombe safari hii nimuite Naibu wa Rais Mheshimiwa Rigathi Gachagua akuje akualike. Asante sana. Karibu Dr. President.
Mambo imechemka, mambo ni noma. Yani kiasa njo. Kinoma noma. That is the Kithure Kindiki. And you know, the fight between him and, you know, Kindiki has never spoken about this issue, whereby some of the leaders endorsed him to become the next kingpin. But you can hear the speech from Kithure Kindiki. He's saying that he is complaining about the situation we had, and also a complaint about what we had during the rains. What is your take home from Kithure Kindiki, Alex? And what do you conclude from what he said? Is he qualified to fight with Kindiki, Gachagua? And from the speech that he has said, do you think that he can be the next kingpin of Mount Kenya?
Okay, so for me, Bonnie, I don't think he has what it takes to lead the mountain. And first of all, Kithure, Kenyan politics is based on ethnicity. So the people of Meru, Embu, those sides, they have backed UDA, they have backed Jubilee, they have backed the Kikuyus. But so for right now, the people of Meru will feel like they also need one of their own to be pushed to the topmost position, if not the president, the deputy, and then they are endorsing Kithure Kindiki. But the people of the Kikuyus won't vote for Kindiki. So for this scenario, the loyalty is one way, whereby the people of Meru have supported Kikuyu leaders, but when it's time now to return the favor, I don't think. Again, this is my opinion. I don't think the people will back him for the topmost position. So meaning the votes will be split. And also, I don't think Kithure has the personnel to lead Mount Kenya. You see, right now, Bonnie, we are in the politics whereby we need aggressive leaders. We need the ones who are like the likes of Babu Owino and Sifuna, who are calling things out, who are rallying, who are pushing for things, and they are very, very, very objective. But Kithure is a calm guy. He's intelligent. He's chilled. He's calm. So and that personnel of his doesn't really work in the kind of politics that we're in right now, or the one which we are headed for. So for me, even if they endorse him, he's not really the guy who has what it takes to lead the people. Same thing even with ODM, putting Anyang' Nyong'o in the position. Yes, Anyang' Nyong'o is good, but does he have what it takes to lead the nation? Because in the way right now that Kenyans they are pushing for accountability, and they want the rowdiness, so which doesn't suit people like those who are calm and intellectual, who are trying to work things out in a proper way.
So that is Alex saying that Kithure Kindiki's personality does not qualify him to be the next king of Mount Kenya. Awesome. Welcome to Africa 24, and thank you so much for joining and making sure that the comment section is well improved. Awesome saying that 250 from 3 countries, that is Morocco, Ghana, and Kenya. And also saying that Awesome is also questioning where is Penny Nyagaga. He was all over CT apologizing, but Big G did not take it. That is Awesome saying that I saw Wavinya trying to be relevant where she has lost credibility. Where did she get 600 million? Sure, I guess she is the right person to invest the Gen Z. That is Awesome after a situation whereby rumors circulated saying that she has been held in overseas countries because of lack of paying. I don't know what happened, but he's the governor of Machakos. Gives a corner saying that Ruto has made it worse for the Kenyans and blacks in Germany, because they now think that they are taking their jobs and their free services, free housing, schools, and all. Yes, Germany is one of the countries that has high exploitations, and also in Germany there is a lot of racism. Some cousins of Mount Kenya West have spoken. They no longer voting machine for the state of Central region, and also saying that some say the Meru, Tharaka, Igembe, Mere have woken up. Fortunately, the response from Gibson Corner saying that Wavinya Dedi's son being questioned by the defrauding police department. Meanwhile, the police officers have been surrounding the one of their property in Shoreditch, East London. So this is Gibson Corner asking for Mzalendo. That is SCT asking for Mzalendo. There is some of news that were going around the social media that the governor of Machakos and also people from Machakos complaining about development. After Dr. Alfred Mutua, who was the former governor of Machakos, that is left the seat, Wavinya Deti took over. But now, since Mama took over, they were saying that they are ready to support Mama, but now they are complaining. Machakos County, they are complaining. And also, I saw today that the deputy governor of Machakos, that is Francis Mwangangi, was awarded as the best performing deputy governor in Kenya. So I don't think whether they will complain much, because how I know about Mwangangi can really perform. But the G7 that we had during these elections in 2022, whereby we had Kawira Mwangasa, who was impeached. We had Wavinya Ndeti for Machakos. We had Homa Bay governor, that is Gladys. We had the governor. I'm forgetting the G7. We have Kirinyaga governor, Waiguru, and who is the other one? There is another female governor. So you can join us through the comment section there. I have also shared the link here. Remember, this is Africa 24, and we are discussing what do you think about Gachagua and Kithure Kindiki, who is the relevant man and who is the influencer who can make sure that the Mount Kenya region can deliver a lot of votes in 2027. They are saying they have endorsed Kithure Kindiki, but still we have Gachagua who is still there and is the deputy now for this UDA government that is led by William Samoei Ruto. You can join us there through the comment section there. Remember, this is Africa 24, and here we're discussing some of the top stories. You can join here through the comment section. And today, for those who love football, for those who love soccer, for those who love athletics, that in Africa 24 we have a lot of shows. But today the CAF president, that is Mosepe, was in Nairobi, and he came yesterday so that he can explore and investigate some of the stadiums that we have in this country, because we have the AFCON bid come 2027. 2027 we are going to host the AFCON, and this is between Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. Tanzania, they have the Benjamin Mkapa Stadium. When you go to Uganda, they have a Nambole Stadium that was used by our team Harambee Stars during the AFCON qualifiers against Zimbabwe, and still we will be having that stadium as our home ground during the second round of AFCON qualification against Cameroon after we play in Yaoundé. So Motsepe came to investigate and see whether we will host AFCON 2027, and we had a press. And unfortunately, I did not get the time to go and cover that press that was happening in Villa Rosa, Kempinski in Nairobi Westlands Hotel. But I got some of the news from that, and what he said, that Mosepe said that he believed that William Ruto is the best person to complete the stadium before 2027. We have Nyayo National Stadium, we have Kasarani. He was touring Kasarani, Nyayo, and also the proposed Talanda Stadium in Jamhuri. So he said that he trusts William Ruto, that things are going to work. We still have CHAN competition that is happening. We had the preliminary of CAF, whereby Gor Mahia was defeated by Al Ali in Nyayo National Stadium yesterday. And on Saturday, Zamalek, that is the defending champions of this CAF, that is CAF, that is the CAF Champions League in Africa. They defeated Kenya Police, and that was the first debut for Kenya Police in this CAF competition. So we're discussing all those, and I heard the video of Motsepe touring those stadiums. I want to play the cuts. In media, we call them cutaways. So I will play the cutaways here as we discuss on them. But remember, football is life and soccer is alive. And of course, before we play that one, I want us to listen to what some of people said about the fight that we have in this country. Some of the leaders spoke. I want us to listen to what he said. That is Boni Kaluale. Kaluale spoke. And of course,
Boni, proceed.
Thank you, Chair.
I think, Madam Chair.
Yes, Chair.
Just allow us to contribute. They pick the questions and then they can respond now once, so that they can pick all the questions to be able to manage time.
That's the process. Senator Boni is on floor with his question. Proceed, Senator Boni.
Thank you, Chair. CS, I've heard you, and you're very persuasive. I'm happy that on your immediate right is my good old friend, Albert. Albert, we have worked with him, Mwendwa. From 2013, we've been in this room. And you know that at no stage have we been approached by the executive in the manner you are doing today, whereby you've made an executive decision which amounts to legislation, and you are asking the legislators to then adopt the executive decision as if it was legislation. In effect, what the legislator by this action is doing is you are amending the Division of Revenue Act of 2024, which is already law. You have no power to amend it at all. So we can do all these things and be friendly, look nice to each other because we are broad-based. We don't want anybody to appear to disagree. But the courts are waiting. They'll weigh their decision on the Division of Revenue Act of 2024 and say that what we have done is therefore illegal. Having said that, yes, you have convinced us that the challenges you have include under collection of revenue. That's fine. But as an old colleague of yours, I insist you should now about tax evasion. You know, there are serious taxpayers in this country who evade tax payment for many reasons, some of them unfortunately, including the impunity whereby they are aided by unscrupulous people at the Kenya Revenue Authority. Finally, the long and short, Minister, of all the issues spoken to by Senator from Migori and the Chair is that the non-discretionary obligations to the county governments have been occasioned by a change of policy in government. It is government's policy on housing, community health workers, the CBA they signed with doctors, the policy on NSSF, name it. So are you telling us that you want to advise that the government then reverses its decision on those policies so that we give county governments less money, they don't have that obligation, you revert the policy so that we say, okay, fine, these policies were well intended until the bill was withdrawn, but now that the finance bill was withdrawn, now that that's where we are, we want to rethink the policies. Then finally, and I'm glad you just the other day you are representing the people of Suba. Why is it so easy to make a decision to slash funds for county governments, and you find it difficult to tell members of the National Assembly to equally slash CDF? Why? Isn't this legislative impunity, whereby we are saying, because we are legislators, we will protect that which is seen to be ours, and let that which is borne by governors to suffer the consequences of the hard decision? Finally, but not least, Minister, this is not part of this. I would love to hear what you have to say about what the courts have already said about CDF. CDF is 68 billion this year. The shortfall now, brought in because of these policy changes, is 61.2 billion, just matching. It means, therefore, if you agreed with the court's decision that CDF was unconstitutional, it means that you would be having the money to give the county government. So, as our new CS for Finance, do you want to agree with the courts that CDF is unconstitutional? Or do you still, want to perpetuate that illegality? Of course, you are there, and with good reasons. When that decision was made, you tweaked the law and managed to survive. But do we want to continue that way? Thank you very much, Mr. CS.
Chair or Madam Vice Chair, it is Honorable Young. I would like to give my
Is Boni Alwale, and of course he was addressing, saying that we should always have the best government that is serving this country. But he's also complaining that we have not been making sure that we utilize the resources that we have. I can see the comment section, it's getting hotter and hotter. Hey, Gives a Corner. Gives a Corner is asking me this question. Gives a Corner is asking me, are you from Machakos only because of your surname? No, I don't come from Machakos. I come from Kithure County. I was saying that the 250 German jobs signed by Ruto are meant for 3 countries, Kenya, Ghana, Morocco. So this is a very good thing. It's better than sitting idle. I had one tribal panelist at STC criticizing. That is a comment section from someone saying that Gibbs Ekona also responded saying that please don't talk about Liverpool. I will talk about this. I will talk about this in a few. Let's listen to politics. The panelist criticizing foreign jobs happens to be working in the US. What the irony? That is, Mary Wanaina is a very funny individual. She's tribal and a very jealous woman. She's always against foreign jobs. I've never been to foreign countries, but what some you can give us the experience if you're working in foreign countries. What is your experience for working in those countries? Because you can tell us how has been the environment. Is the environment conducive? Is the environment wanting? About the salaries? How about the services that are given to the Africans there? You know, and that's it. How is the comparison between working in Kenya and abroad? You can tell us awesome. I think this is a platform where you can share your ideas and you can enlighten the Kenyans like me who have not traveled abroad. What's wrong with the travel, working abroad? That is what I'm asking that question. What is wrong from working abroad? And also gives a corner saying that awesome Jesus Christ. What? Kenyans who can afford should travel and discover for themselves. Green pastures could be good for one and not The other, that is Gachagua saying that if you can afford to go to Jamaica, if you can afford to go to Jamaica to see Tyrus Real, you can afford to go to Mexico, Brazil, Rio de Janeiro. Of course, Brazil is one of my favorite countries that I want to go in the future, Rio de Janeiro. Or you can go to work in those countries. Then you can go if you can afford. I was always saying that my father used to ask me to work very hard until I secure a job abroad. And this really motivated me. When I listen to a grown-up discouraging the young people, I get really disappointed. That is Awesome motivating us here in Africa 24. And you know, Awesome is still our brand ambassador here in Africa 24. And saying that he gets always discouraged when he sees someone, when he can see someone discouraging someone to go abroad. So I think he's saying that he doesn't want to listen to those news whereby someone is discouraging the other. The question that was asked here by Gachagua, that is the comment section there. And also Gachagua is saying that please don't talk about Liverpool. I will talk about it because Arne Slot has been welcomed to Premier League. They have started the hearing between Premier League and Man City. The 115 charges for Manchester City have been heard. So Manchester City, I don't know any fan who supports Manchester City. To be honest, I don't know any person who supports Manchester. Although they have won the Champions League, nobody bothered. Although they have won Premier League 4 times in a row, 5 times, nobody bothered. But still, Chelsea is celebrating the 2021 UEFA Champions League. The fans still celebrate. So that shows how fans are. Man City doesn't have fans. Liverpool, they were defeated by Nottingham Forest. Thank you, Callum Hudson-Odoi, for that wonderful goal. That welcomed the new coach of Liverpool, that is Arne Slot, to the Premier League. Premier League is one of the tough leagues that you will ever face. Premier League is very tough. So, Gachagua, I know you don't like this one, but you will just bounce back. But I don't know whether Man City will allow any team to win this again. Yesterday we had that is the day after. In Kenya now we are 1 minute past midnight. So we are talking about on Sunday. We had the London Derby, whereby Arsenal won 1 goal against Tottenham. Ange Postecoglou goal side was defeated by Mikel Arteta, and the goal was from the Brazilian defender, that is Gabriel Magalhaes. He scored a very sharp header. So I think those are some of the top stories. But before we go on that, I saw Motsepe in this country, and I have the cutaways of Motsepe exploring the stadiums together with the CSO Sports, that is Kipchumba. More comment?
Yeah, yes. Or everywhere, all around. So that even not of course on the pitch. Yeah, for athletics.
When under 20?
When was it? Under 20, yeah. 2020.
When?
That was in 2020, yeah.
To be able to cover any gaps that
Kweli kweli ulienda school of journalism.
No track.
Start by expressing my deep gratitude to President Ruto for his deep commitment and passion and love for football. And I can see that there's a lot of very good progress that's been made. Of course, we still got a lot of work to be done, but what gives me all the confidence and what I'm so happy about is to see the huge amount of construction that has taken place. The two issues that are important to us is we've got an immediate exciting competition which will include some of the most successful, most popular football nations in Africa. We expect hundreds of thousands of tourists and visitors, and of course the CHAN attracts a lot of media coverage in Africa but also globally. And the important thing is we couldn't have chosen a better country with Tanzania and Uganda. I'm confident that this CHAN will be the most successful CHAN in the history of this competition, both on the field as well as the media coverage and the interest we're expecting in Africa, but also globally. So I'll be coming back again. There's a lot of engagement that will be going on between CAF and Kenya and Tanzania and Uganda. I must say once more that I'm deeply grateful and very, very proud of the exceptional leadership that President Ruto is providing in relation to the football, the CHAN, and I'm confident that with all of us working together, we will really make African football amongst the best in the world.
We know that you're putting us under pressure, but it's for our personal good as a country to make us ready to host this very important tournament, the CHAN, and eventually also to be ready for the Africa Cup of Nations. This stadium, as I promised you, will be delivered to you before December, by the end of November, and to make sure that it is ready for preparation for CHAN. And as you can see, every effort is being spent to make sure that this place is ready. I am personally in constant conversation with our officers who are on the ground because also the president is on my neck every other day to ask whether we are ready. So the chain of pressure is coming from you all the way to the plumbers and the people who are working here. And I can assure you that we will be ready as East Africa and as Kenya, and we'll support CAF to make sure that this tournament is successful.
We have never had this kind of support before, as I told you. Now the support is there. It's crossing the line that we need to cross the line because the support is there. And the government has been supporting us since 2 years ago, as I said to you. And so I have seen a huge difference. And you can see that our team is top in the group. Let's all press and make sure that everybody is happy and everybody is ready. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Are we ready for AFCON and CHAN 2027? That is a question that I always ask myself because this is something that is very serious. You could see Musepe there saying that we have a lot of work to do. We have a lot of things to do so that we can be ready for AFCON and CHAN 2027. So are we ready for CHAN? Are we ready for AFCON? Addressing the media there, that is the CS for sports, Kipchumba Murkomen, saying that he will make sure that he will deliver when it comes to sports industry and the entire sports docket. Together with the FKA president there, Nick Mwendwa. Nick Mwendwa has been the president of FKA for the last 8 years, 2 terms. But still we are complaining about the celebrations that we have in this country. We are still complaining about the activities that we have in this country when it comes to matters concerning sports. So I think what we have to do is that we need to get someone who is serious and who understands what is sports, and also this FKF needs to get someone who is serious. The likes of Sam Nyamoya. Sam Nyamoya was there, but now we have a lot of presidential aspirants for this FKF. The likes of Sami Owino Kempes, the former Gor Mahia midfielder, and also he's being supported by the former Harambee Stars coach, that is Jacob Ghost Mulee. He's still supported by former midfielder for Harambee Stars, that is Sam Sholei. So we also have Hussein Mohammed. Those are the top candidates who have declared their interest to vie for FKA president after Nick Mwendwa's era is coming to end in a few. But anyway, that is all what we had here in Africa 24. So thank you so much, Gibson Corner. Thank you so much, Awesome. and always for making sure that you keep this comment section very active since you started this show. Now it's like we are coming to the end. Before we come to an end, I want us to listen to what he had to say. That is some of the reaction from people who were angry by endorsement of Kithure Kindiki by Mount Kenya people.
Sijui Anua Mero, sijui Kirinyaga, sijui Embu. Nasikia wengine wanaanza kusema huyu naye ni wa Murang'a, Nyeri na Kiambu. Sisi, I want to tell you, being a leader here, hiyo watu yote mnapazukana huko wako hapa kwetu, wako hapa shamba hii ya Nyakenywa hapa. Tuna Wamero, tuna Waembu, tuna Kirinyaga, tuna Nyeri, wote wako hapa. Hiyo vita mko naye, piganeni huko, msitutemshie hapa. Ndio watu waanze kusema na chairman anatoka wapi? Sijui Kiambu. Na secretary anatoka wapi? Nyeri. Sijui na nani anatoka Embu. Those are childish politics. Fanyeni huko, piganeni, mkitaka kumalizana, malizaneni, lakini muache sisi watu wa Rift Valley tuungane pamoja. We are not only 2 tribes in Rift Valley. If you want 45 tribes, utapata wapi? Rift Valley. Rift Valley. Sisi hataki kusema huyu ni wa Nyeri, huyu ni wa Kiambu, huyu ni hapana. And your excellency, na kuomba matusi ambayo inaelekea, una nguvu ya kusimamisha. Mtu kama Kimani Ichung'wah kuita kukuambia ati utoe nyoka kwa mkono yako, hiyo ni kukosea heshima. Kusema Gachagua is a village boy yaende akakufe. I heard you saying in the church and I support you, your excellency. Hii vita isima. But I urge you, you said it just somewhere in the church. Call them, whip them in the parliament, in the state house. You are the boss. You are the president. Whip them. Wakae hapo. Deputy akae hapo. Hawa watu wote wanarukaruka hapa wakae hapo. Waambie Kenyans wakisikia, usibebeshe msalaba ambaye sio yako. Watu wasikie ukisema huyu ni my deputy ama mimi hatusikizani, mimi navuta yeye kazi. You can say that. But if you want peace, 2 years na tumeanza vita. 2 years tumeanza majina. Ile watu walitupigia si kura kama hawa walitarajia wapate title ndio wapate mashamba yao squatters, watakuwa wapi? Where would they be? They are not interested with that fight. Hiyo vita ikwishe. In groups sisi watu ya hapa Rift Valley tumekubaliana. Yes. Hiyo vita ifanye nini? Ishe. Ili wasituletee wapi? Hapa. Wapigana wapi? Huko. Sisi tukae na hiyo makabila wanajigaa wote wako wapi? Hapa. Na wako na mashamba mpaka hii hapa ya leo. Watu ya Nyeri wako hapa, watu ya Kiambu. Hata hapa hamjui hapa Subukia. Kuna watu ya Kirinyaga. Wako na shamba hapo. Ilikuwa ile minister alikuwa zamani yao. Alinunulia hawa. All these people are here. Ndio. Na tukipigana namna hiyo Wakalenjin wataenda wapi? Watu ya Nyanza wataenda wapi? Waluya wataenda wapi? Wakamba wataenda wapi? Wale tuko hapa. Piganeni huko. When we sort out, mtatukuta hapa na umaskini yetu tukiendelea.
Those are the some of the people in Rift Valley reacting to the fights in Mount Kenya, saying that they don't want that they are united as a entire region. Awesome is saying that this is comment section saying that in this channel we will always encourage people to travel for green pastures and opportunities. Yes, we will encourage this in Africa 24 because we unlock stories from all over the world. Which teams does Ruto support in Kenya and abroad? I think William Ruto is not a fan of football, but it's like he supports Arsenal. Again, I like what the government is building sports facilities. This is a very good thing. The more we have more facilities, the more. I think that the more we have more facilities, the more Kenyans participate. Awesome was also saying that we need to create conducive environment for sports in Kenya. This is jobs. And of course, sports in this country is some of areas whereby Kenyans and the youth are getting a lot of money. The likes of 3 times Olympic champions, that is Faith Kipyegon. I know on Friday, Faith Kipyegon, that is Faith Cherotich together with that is not Omanyala, that is Wanyonyi. They won in Diamond League 2024. Wanyonyi, he won it in 800 meters together with Faith Kipyegon. That is 1,500 meters. And also Faith Cherotich, whereby she won 3,000 meters steeplechase, whereby she defeated our very own, that is Winifred Yavi Mutile from Ukambani, that is Makueni, but she's running for Barahin. So I think sports is one of the areas that is very serious in this country. But the only thing that I always say is that even if I go to Sky Sports or I join DW, BBC, CNN, I will always say that the moment Kenya will fix sports industry, this is the time where African countries and the entire world will discover that we have a lot of talent. Because I know how to scout talent. And I've been to secondary schools. The last time I was in Machakos, I witnessed those games in Machakos. I was in Western witnessing those games for secondary school, and I know that we have a lot of talent. So saying that we, when we have sports facilities, Kenyans are hardworking people. We will prosper. I 100% agree with you. Awesome. Anyone knows how I can fast track? How I can be fast tracked to be a Muslim. I have stopped to be a Christian. Too much bribes in churches. Utazoea, itabidi umezoea. That is a gift corner, and of course, I want to say that awesome. Gives corner, our top ambassadors here in Africa 24. Thank you so much for tuning in today's show. Thank you so much for keeping our comment section there active. For our silent followers who have been following, I can see a lot of people are following the conversation. Thank you so much for making sure that you tune into our today's show since we started 1 hour ago, an hour 30 minutes ago. We have discussed a lot, and I will say keep yourself in Africa 24 because we will always give you the best news. We will always give you the platform to discuss and also share your ideas with other Kenyans because you can help a Kenyan. Here in Africa 24, we amplify voice for the voiceless. So keep always in Africa 24 and we shall be giving you the best news. Thank you so much for tuning. Thank you so much, Awesome. Thank you so much, my good friend, Gibbs Corner. And we have discussed about people working in abroad. We will always say that. Thank you so much. Gibbs Corner, you have my number. I will share my CV. Thank you. Always like, comment, and subscribe. Here in Africa 24, we have a lot of news. Tomorrow we shall be having our Dimple Africa show. We shall be discussing some of the fixtures for the UEFA Champions League. Tomorrow, you know, we have Liverpool play against AC Milan. We have a lot of teams. Arsenal will be playing on Thursday against Atlanta. You know, Atlanta, they are the winners of the Europa League, whereby they clompered the Bayern Leverkusen that is led by Xavi Alonso. You know, Xavi Alonso is one of the coaches who has been nominated by the Ballon d'Or as the best coach, together with Pep Guardiola, together with the De La Fuente, and with the Scaloni of Argentina. The Ballon d'Or nominees are still out. We shall be discussing all this in Africa 24. We shall be discussing all this in every show we have for sports. In sports, we have a lot of things to discuss. So make sure that whenever we have sports show, we shall be giving you the link. If you want to join our Dimbala Freak Sports Show, you can share your number and I'll be adding you in that show so that you can keep updated. We have a lot of news that we update there every day, anytime. So keep Africa 24, keep yourself tuned in Africa 24 for quality news every time. Good year. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Awesome. And see you same place, same time. And here in Kenya, that is East Africa, is 17 minutes past midnight. Wherever you're following, I don't know the time, but I hope you are keeping safe and may God bless our days. Mengi mtaani.